this is what we need to deliver as IT companies. Ways for people to collaborate with each other and with data. And so we're using our smartphones to do online collaboration. We're using the data to understand how these teams can work together and tackle new problems. So that's what we really want. Obviously, we want communication. We want content. Those have been the drivers of the internet. But we're also seeing demand for collaboration. And the last two, I think, are the most exciting new pieces of the puzzle. A demand for community and commitment. People want to go online so that they can work with people as a committed team to solve community problems. That's new and that's different, and it's going to be a very big driver in the coming years. We're already seeing these open source communities that develop incredibly powerful tools, people in 17 different countries building collaborative teams that work together as well, if not better, than they would if they were in the same room. These changes are going to fundamentally affect our economy. These are some of the examples of how it's happening. The Startup of You is a book I recommend to my students who are thinking of becoming entrepreneurs, and it talks about how to use these tools to build a company using your connections and your talent. The second one, the sharing economy, is sort of passé now. That was the 2015 word of the year, but it's all the more real because now we have companies that are worth $50 billion or more that started out by sharing resources in new and more efficient ways that were only possible because of situational awareness, tracking of cars, tracking of customers, and the ability for people to make choices. And then the base of the pyramid. And again, this is something we don't hear enough about. The poorest 2 billion people in the world are going to be the people who benefit the most from the technologies we're talking about here. And we can talk about that in our panel discussion later. So the economics of the cloud, it's making everything easier. It's giving us better access to data, better access to tools. The third point is probably the most important. It's giving us new ways to find the talent we need no matter where that person is, and to develop the talent of both younger people and older people who need new skills as they develop ways to use the tools we're talking about. We're seeing reduction in the barriers to international trade as things go online. It's much easier to move a piece of software than it is to move a truck or a bag of potatoes. And the last item is also important. These technologies are going to make it a lot harder for governments to pick winners and losers and to try to favor one company over another, because the competition in this global market is going to be so much easier when everybody has access to these tools. This is really a story about small and medium-sized businesses getting the technology that in the past was only available to IBM and United Airlines and the largest companies. Our company is a case study in this kind of innovation. And that's the reason I accepted this opportunity to speak today, is I wanted to spend 2 minutes sharing our company's success. The company is 8 years old. We just celebrated our 8th birthday last week, and we made some major new announcements, some really radical announcements as part of our birthday celebration. I've been with the company for 4 years, and in that time, we've grown from 135 people to about 900 people. We have 3 major locations, London, San Francisco, and Singapore. And we, as I mentioned, we have data centers all around the world, and we protect about 10 million websites. But what's cool and what's important are these last 3 items. Cloudflare would not exist if it were not for the cloud. Or if it did, we would have to have about 2,500 employees to do all that we do. Because we're able to use the cloud to do much of the processing that used to have to be done in boxes that we would have to buy and maintain. We can now put things in the cloud, and also we can outsource a whole bunch of the tasks that companies used to do in-house and let somebody else usually a cloud service company, do it for us. So whether it's managing our recruiting, managing our customer data, managing our pension data, we just let somebody else do all the things that we don't do that well. We just focus on what we do best, which is design a really fast, very cost-effective, very secure network. That's allowed us to do something that none of our competitors do. We have a freemium business model. More than 90% of our 10 million customers don't pay us anything. And we don't take any personal data from them either. We just provide a better internet. And by protecting them, we can protect everyone, including our paying customers.